Why did Trump choose to start a shitcoin, and why on Solana?
Oh, what a rabbit hole. And thank you for having me on, guys. And thank you for picking up on the thread, Cedric. I'm sure you had fun going through that one, as I did, because I know you come from a corporate background, as do I. And I got a phone call Friday night as I was driving to our local pub with my wife, just to have a quick drink before dinner. And he said, Dan, have you been down this rabbit hole of David Sachs and the crypto czar thing? And I'm like, no, I'm not paying any attention to that at all. And then like it all started dropping, and I'm like, my goodness, I've got to look into this now. And kudos to Parker for pushing me in there. And when I just Cedric, you start looking up things, and right off the bat here, I want to say I'm not making any allegations. I just followed the freaking rabbit, and the dots just started connecting themselves. And yeah, all of a sudden, I was seeing insider trading, alleged insider trading, again, nepotism, and conflict of interest.
Absolutely. I mean, so with that in mind, then how does this end for Trump supporters that bought Trump's coin?
Didn't it already dump after they released Melania coin the next day? I mean, this is unbelievable. I can't believe. We're watching from across the pond here, and so we're getting a completely different view from what you guys are getting. And from I gotta say, guys, from this side, I know Twitter is a weird little bubble as itself, but it's like, what's going on? Please tell me, please tell me what's going on over there right now, because like the news that we're seeing like dripped over here is like, okay, so we've got the 47th president is getting inaugurated on the back of shilling and pumping and dumping a meme coin overnight, then his wife coming in the next morning and picking up the baton. Like, I can't believe it. And it's just, yeah, it's crazy what we're seeing going on.
Who is David Sachs, and why was he chosen to be the crypto czar for Trump's administration?
So I'd never heard of him. You guys might have already been up to speed on who he is, being American and him being a venture capitalist and probably well known. I hadn't heard of him. I don't partake in that podcast that he co-hosts with the other guys, the All In Pod. I stay as far away from that as possible. But again, Parker sent me a link to them boasting about their Solana bags in a clip back in 2021. I'm like, what? This can't be true. They can't be out there openly, basically dumping on retail on their own podcast with Solana. And right at the time that this Trump news was coming out. So yeah, sure enough, I just started digging into like, okay, so who is this guy then? And that's where it all started, Setters, because bam, like he was COO of PayPal when Musk was CEO of PayPal. So if nobody's like up to speed on that, how PayPal come to be, there was a company called Coinfinity and there was a company called X. Musk was part of X, right? This is why we now have Twitter as X.com, which was a company trying to, it was a fintech company back in the day, right? As was Coinfinity. And they came together, and that's where the PayPal mafia all really stemmed from. And those guys, they sat at the top of it back in the day. So you've got the crypto czar, Trump's pick, being he was the CFO or COO. You'll have to double check me on that, of PayPal at the same time that CEO was Elon Musk, who's Trump's pick for the Doge, which is another freaking troll for the Department of Government Efficiency, being also Dogecoin, which, by the way, in the inauguration speech, Musk said, and we're going to send Doge to Mars. So there's shitcoins all over this thing. I don't know if you picked up on that.
Yeah, of course. Our final question is, how does this make you feel as a Bitcoiner? And what does this mean for Bitcoin?
I mean, Bitcoin's going to be fine. Like, you bring it, right? Bring the fight. We're ready for it. This is what people misunderstand. You're not going to be able to harm the Bitcoin network. But what you are going to do, and what is going to be a real shame, and as a Bitcoiner, this is what truly affects me and you guys as well, is we are going to see a lot of people shaking out of their Bitcoin. And we're going to see a lot of people turned away from even starting educating themselves about Bitcoin because of all of this nonsense, all of this noise. Now, a lot of people on the flip side of the coin, excuse the pun, are going to say, yeah, but Princey, like now everybody's talking about crypto and that's just the, like it's the gateway drug to Bitcoin. I don't think so, guys. I think there's so much noise. Read Jeff Booth, separating the noise from the signal. And we've worked so hard. Everyone here on this call has worked so hard to get just signal out into the market and across the planet. And now we're just getting undermined by this complete nonsense. I mean, we've even got big names in the Bitcoin space tweeting about Saylor tweeting about the 47th president buying and his company buying X amount of Bitcoin. It wasn't Bitcoin. It was wrapped Bitcoin that runs on the Ethereum network. Like, this is not Bitcoin, and this is not the message we need to be sending to people.
So you've heard Bitcoin is the new gold rush by now. As world leaders on all sides have endorsed it as the future of money, and now you're looking to get started, we'll show you how. It's actually easier than you think. First, go to your nearest Byte Federal ATM and turn your cash to coin. Byte Federal has over 1,200 locations around the country with the highest daily limits. Go to our website, bytefederal.com, to find the nearest ATM to you. Log in to any wallet, then create an account, deposit your US cash, and instantly convert it to Bitcoin. That's it. We are the only US manufacturer and operator in the Bitcoin ATM industry, and our US-based live customer service is second to none. Go on, give it a whirl, and don't get left behind. Click the link below.